We're still waiting for Kirk, everyone, to show up, but this was excellent vamping that's going to make it into the episode, I promise. This is too good to cut.
Good.
Yeah, so I guess rolling blackouts in LA where Curtis, he had to, like, restart his whole router and everything.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I guess you guys both live in cities where that's a possibility, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you guys have rolling blackouts in New York sometimes?
I've never had it, but that doesn't mean it's not a possibility. I mean, I did actually get a thing in the mail saying, like, it could be happening, but so far hasn't happened, knocking on wood.
It's
Yeah, we got one of those, too, from ERCOT or whatever, because it's so fucking hot here right now.
Right,
They're
yeah.
like, hey, we might have blackouts.
Would you believe me
Yeah,
if
at the moment, it's not bad. At the moment, it's only like high 60s, low 70s, so most people don't even have their ACs on. But give it another month or two, and it's gonna go up by about 20 degrees, and we'll see.
It has been
at 104.
Ooh, Jesus Christ! It's been unseasonably cool for summertime in Canada right now. Like normally, it would be as hot here as it is over there, but like I actually have the windows open and the AC off, if you can believe it.
It's weird how not hot it's been the past like 2 weeks. Like
right?
normally
Like
we get like 1 week like this, and we've had almost a month straight of it, and it's odd.
It's
because you guys are
because
pushing
that means
it
it's
all
going to
down
get destroyed later.
I know, right? It's like what is wrong with the world? Normally, it's hotter this time of year.
Yeah, it's weird because it makes me think, oh fuck, August is gonna be terrible.
Exactly. If it's this cool now, how horrifying is August going to be, and how harsh is the winter going to be?
That's the thing. Like our Augusts are fucking boiling down here. Like it doesn't get cool until November really, and then you're lucky.
Yeah,
if you
it
have
takes
like
longer
a
and
real
longer
winter.
every year to get cool again.
Oh god, yeah. I'm fucking dying out here. I'm glad our AC is working though.
Yeah. Well, we're happy you're here, Zeke. I guess while we wait for Kurt to come back, do we just want to take questions from the chat? Hey, thanks for hanging out with us during the tech issue there. We're hoping he can come back.
Let's open some Ask Joel. Questions for Joel, the
Hey,
J-Man.
We can ask you guys stuff too. I mean, you're as big a part of this, more of a part.
I feel like this is you're leading the ship the entire time, and the ship's never about you. Let's make this ship about you.
I mean, I think that's what good DMing is. It's like I always like to think of it as like making dinner for your friends. Like, here, I made dinner. I set out the courses.
Hey, you gotta eat too, man.
I can lead you, but Q&A
with CJ.
There you go. Yeah, and we can just hope that Kirk ends up coming back. Yeah, again, because I was so busy reading off my sheet, I didn't even notice he was gone. And when I look at the Twitch thing, his face is still frozen in there, like he never left.
I thought he was just surprised by everything that was transpiring.
Same, yeah. I'm like, man, I've literally left him speechless.
Like, oh man, I know this is all new to you, but pick your face up, Kurt. What's happening, man?
I did watch the new Orville, Zeke. Yeah, that show continues to be very entertaining. And
how was the Hulu Orville?
Really good. Hulu dumped a shit ton of money into it, so it's actually way more expensive looking now.
Really?
Really?
Yes, I was blown away. I think it had something to do with McFarlane's overall deal, changing it from Fox to Hulu, which is why there was such a big wait in between.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was just canceled straight up. I didn't even realize that it got picked up by Hulu until I saw an ad on Twitter.
Yeah, McFarlane changed his overall deal from Fox to Hulu, and then COVID happened, so that's what took them forever. But yeah, there's been two really strong episodes.
I'm definitely going to have to check that out.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. My dad likes the Orville, and my dad is so not the target audience for anything space-related or Seth MacFarlane-related.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but when you cross them together, that's a Reese's peanut butter cup, my friend.
It kind of
is. That weird, what do you call that? Venn diagram right there in the middle.
Very much so. I think it helps a lot, too, that they, like, tricked a lot of people by making them think that it was going to be, like, a McFarlane dick joke fest, but then, like, halfway through season 2, they completely shifted gears, and they're like, no, we're not making fun of old Trek anymore, we just are old Trek now.
Yeah, I feel like that was other writers having to rein him in, though.
Maybe.
That's always kind of been the thing about Seth MacFarlane, is that he does his best work when other people tell him no.
For sure.
Right.
When other people are willing to come in here and tell him, no, you can't just get high and just write whatever comes to your mind. No, there has to be a plot. There has to be a story in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because he's a creative dude, but he just wants to smoke pot. Yeah. And it's like, all right, man, you're not one of those guys who can get really creative when you do that, man.
Yeah,
some people get really creative, some people just get dumb.
That whole thing he did, that like series of shorts that he did, that felt like him just being able to do whatever random thought he had in his head.
Yeah.
And like there was no structure to it, and then it was just over. Because Burger King paid him a shitload of money to do it.
It probably helps a lot too.
God, that was a Burger King thing.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane's cartoon cavalcade.
That's
or something
right.
Like that.
Yes, that was the one. It probably sure helps that he can use his clout to actually get like old Trek directors back to direct whole episodes of his thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's a genuine fan, and he has money to like be a genuine fan to the highest degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's doing that thing that everybody like dreams of like, oh, I love this thing, and if I ever had enough money, I would totally make more of that thing. It's like he's literally just doing that. Which I think that's one of the other reasons why it's being so well received. Because like I'm not a Star Trek guy, so I don't watch any of this stuff. But like, I've heard from a lot of the Star Trek people, they're not happy with what CBS is doing with the Star Trek stuff.
Oh yeah, no, they have not been happy for a minute. They hate Picard.
Yeah, I hear so much shit about Picard.
Likewise, I can't much speak to it either. That's always been a hole in my own nerdy tapestry. I always went full Wars, not Trek. Like, I know all the good stuff about Trek because you kind of absorb it through osmosis if you're just a nerd long enough.
Oh, yeah.
No, people are not happy with it. I like it. It's fine for me because I'm like, what else were they gonna do? Like, he's not gonna be in a lot of action scenes.
No,
he's just kind of sitting there like James Doohan in that one movie where he just kind of sat in the chair for the whole thing while his wife was a serial killer.
He's an old British man.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Did it need to happen? No, of course not. Could all of this energy gone into making Discovery better? Sure. But it's pissing off old Trek fans, and I love that shit. Like, I love it so much.
I was hearing good things about Anson Mount and, Strange New Worlds that he's in?
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched any of that because it's a prequel, and just, God damn it, I don't care.
How
I just
far
don't
can
care
we keep
about
going back?
It's just like, all these people are going to be in the places where they're going to be anyway. Like, so I just don't get, like, the new Game of Thrones prequel. Like, I already know this don't end well.
Yeah. And I was already done with it the first time.
Yeah.
Adding more to this.
Anybody wants to go back to that?
There's no point.
I have never seen a franchise that was as big and inescapable as Game of Thrones get completely wiped off the map of like collective consciousness.
That's the weirdest thing about that is that it's almost like everyone just agreed to move on with their lives. Because for fuck's sake, a Star Wars film comes out that's mediocre, and people are like, we will now cause an entire movement to burn down the industry that has... Yeah, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, get a fucking life, people. And then, Game of Thrones, which was equally big, like, just crumbles to dust, and everybody's like, well, time to move on with our lives.
It's almost amazing.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, exactly like Lost. Yeah, wow, great point.
Oh, yeah.
Lost was a cultural phenomenon.
And I was in on both.
Yeah, I had Sprint phone service just because they had that exclusive tie-in with Lost to get like clues and shit like every week. Like I was paid way more money than I should have for a phone just because I wanted to keep up with Lost. And then the final episode happened. I was like, okay.
Yep.
I guess that's over.
I literally did the SpongeBob meme of like, well, guess I'm heading out now.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's
but I feel like with Lost, there was at least kind of like enough mystery in there that people were like, I guess maybe this was acceptable. Yes, like you could tell yourself that. Everybody knew that Game of Thrones turned to shit.
Yeah, where it's like
everybody knew, like there was no debate on that.
You had people immediately going like, all right, I guess this hill turn, this sudden change of modes and motions makes sense for Daenerys. You just weren't paying close enough attention, sir. It's like, nah, this feels like a hard left turn because you were running out of runway. Like you were like, we gotta wrap this shit up.
And we didn't know how to do it.
Did with Lost.
Yeah.
The writer's strike fucked up that show.
Sure did.
They had no idea.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and what was his name? Walt's growth spurt.
Yes. Oh my God.
Spurt,
yes.
And it like, really fucked up all their storylines that they had for him.
Yes, he was so important in the first couple seasons. Then they had to get rid of him.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like the secret golden child or some shit of that island.
Yeah, yeah.
Him and Hurley, or him and John Locke or whatever, they were supposed to be the opposites or whatever.
Such a shame too, because I loved Harold Pinois, the guy who played his father, the guy from Oz.
Oh yeah, he's good in everything.
He's amazing. He's a 10 out of 10. He was the angel in that Constantine show that got canceled after one season.
Oh yeah,
fuck, I forgot that existed.
So does everyone.
Great Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, he was.
Mercutio.
Hell yeah, he was. Him and John Leguizamo, yet another character actor I love to death who never gets enough love.
Jamie Kennedy.
Oh my god, that's right, he wasn't that.
Yeah, he bit his thumb at him at the gas station in the beginning.
God damn, friggin' Jamie Kennedy.
What a weird, awesome movie.
Yeah, I agree. That was Lerman, right?
Yeah, it was gaudy as shit.
Sure was.
Everybody looked sweaty. Paul Rudd was there in an astronaut costume.
Right, he was.
It was the guy Juliet was supposed to be with before she met Romeo.
Oh, yeah. Paul Sorvino plays her dad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, now it's all coming back to me.
Yeah.
That's another thing I forgot existed, but yeah, okay.
That movie's fucking wild, yeah. Paul Sorvino plays her dad because Paul Sorvino always wanted to do, like, musical theater and, like, never got a chance to.
And that guy from Aliens 3 was the priest, right?
Yes, I think you're right.
Bald dude, like sunken cheekbones.
Yeah.
Can never remember his name. He was like all over the place in the 90s, though.
Yeah, it's like one of those character actor faces that you always see, and you're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it wasn't hideous enough to be like, Clint Howard. Like, I'll remember that. That haunts my dreams, that face of yours.
I love that Ron Howard, as he gets older, he starts to look more and more like Clint Howard.
Yeah. You can run from it, Ron, but it'll always catch you.
What is in your family genes? Don't you have a daughter too, Bryce Dallas Howard, who's like a beautiful young woman? I worry about her future.
Oh, man. She has her uncle's face. Like, that's what's going to happen in 50 years.
Paul McGann, I think, was the actor. We were
Paul
thinking
McGann?
Yeah.
Wait, no, Emma? Did he play Doctor Who in the American Doctor Who from like 1997?
I think you're right. McGann? Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, he was in the Three Musketeers. Yep, Doctor Who 96.
Okay, all right.
Wow,
same guy.
Wow, what a fucking career that guy had.
Yeah, Fox tried to make a Doctor Who.
Hilarious.
They just made a movie and it was terrible, but he counts. He's canon.
What if he was American?
Yeah, I was gonna say, he is. Is that the guy who like he does pop up in later Doctor Who stuff, right? Doesn't he?
I think he does some audiobooks, maybe, like some of the radio.
That
plays.
might be one thing, you know. Yes, okay.
Yeah, but like as far as I know, he only did
definitely
one
played
movie.
him again.
Oh man, every so often they try to bring Doctor Who over here, and it just not work. They tried with Torchwood.
That's right. I forgot about
Torchwood Miracle Day.
Oh yeah, Torchwood was supposed to be the
show.
American branch of Doctor Who.
Yes, they tried really hard with that.
Yeah, no, they tried, and they got a whole new cast because everybody died in the original run. So when they brought them over to America, it was just Gwen and Captain Jack, and they had to add Mekhi Phifer and like what's his name was in it? The Bill Pullman. He was like a serial killer.
Oh my god, yes! Holy fuck!
Again, just unlocking memories over here.
Bro, I watched that show like religiously because it was such an interesting concept to me. Just like death becomes like a non-thing. Like even if you really want to die, you can't. Yeah. I was like, the logistics of that are a nightmare. I gotta see how this plays out. And there was just like, there's a hole in the world. It's like, well, that's okay.
That's a little less interesting.
Okay. And then the pedophile serial killer gets a redemption arc. All right.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Sounds like the later parts of the Max. Now, let me ask you this again, because we're talking about all these science fiction shows and everything we like. Am I the only one who kept up with Westworld after season 2?
No, I'll still watch it.
Cool, because I thought they were doing really good television, and no one seemed to give a shit in season 3.
I mean, when you take Jurassic Park out the park... 3.
Yeah, that's the big complaint. Everyone's mad it's not in the park anymore. I'm like, but the books didn't stay in the park. The books left after that.
It's like, yeah, well, you can't... You give people the hook of a theme park full of automatons, and then you're like, well, now the automatons are out of the park. Then it just becomes like fucking Blade Runner.
I mean, I guess I was just way more invested in the major theme that Dolores and them were talking about, the search for authenticity, and you can't find authenticity in a plastic, fantastic theme park.
Oh, I'll watch it because fucking Jeffrey Wright and
so good.
Ed Harris's character arc has just been amazing. He's so detached from reality, like, and he's aware of it too.
Yes, oh yeah.
He's hyper aware of it. He's spent so long in this place that he can't trust the life he has on the outside anymore.
Again, he is also on his own search for authenticity. I love as a YouTuber that in this dark dystopian future, the world is basically run by the YouTube algorithm.
Oh yeah, it's all data mining.
Yeah, and I'm like, that is a horrifying future and also a future that I can totally see happening.
Mm-hmm. Because it looked cool.
Yeah, it feels
like
very
the world
like
they lived in looked cool. That's the thing about all sci-fi things. It's like, yeah, they're always dystopian and there's always some kind of big brother's thumb and like this technology is always invasive, but they always make it look so fucking cool. Like, I want all of it.
Also, Vincent Cassel playing a great villain too, who's like, no, humanity can't be trusted to run itself. My brother was killed by a nuclear bomb, so I created the YouTube algorithm to keep everyone in line.
Oh yeah, no, that was a fun season.
It was. It's good. Tandy Newton kicks ass in that show. She gets to do action. She gets to do everything in that show.
Marshawn Lynch was in it, and he was dope.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh man, he's rocking the shit out of this. Aaron Paul's been great too.
Sure is.
That's just like a little spineless bitch boy.
I still call him Jesse, and I'm sorry about that. That I will forever keep calling him Jesse.
Oh yeah, why would you call him anything else?
I know.
Mark Hamill is always Luke. I don't care if he is the Joker for the rest of his life. That's Luke playing the Joker.
Or Luke playing the trickster.
Harrison Ford has had a great career, and he is down to two characters. He is Indy, and he is Han. And he has done so many movies. He was Jack Ryan, for God's sakes. But nope.
And
Ben Affleck's Jack Ryan.
And apparently he might be coming back for one more Indy.
Yeah, I saw that, right?
I'm sure in his contract he's like, I'll do it, but you have to kill me.
Yeah. As soon as we wrap the final scene, you take me out back, God damn it.
So nerds can stop asking me. But that being said, the actor who played Short Round is back in movies now and getting rave reviews, so I think we all know where this series should go.
Oh, God. Yeah, like, I don't know why you made me talk like that, Dr. Jones,
when
we were first hanging out, but this is how I talk, man.
Short Round, you sound different. Yeah, it's called years of speech therapy, my guy.
It's the 80s now, Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
We're sure past that.
We're far past that. Hey, how's Willie Scott?
Yeah, they should bring him back in Shia LaBeouf's role. Bring Short Round back and
yes, they should.
Andy.
The gimmick is...
yeah, you would have to still, like, if it's still all within the same continuity, you'd have to have Shia LaBeouf in there.
Mutt died. Mutt died off screen when we weren't looking.
On his way back to his home planet.
Yeah. He died in Vietnam or something, I don't know.
Oh, man. I loved it that, like, Sean Connery's character died, and I was just like, man, I know Harrison Ford wishes they could have traded roles right there.
Oh, if only.
I mean, it's been years since I saw it, but didn't his father drink, like, the, like, thing of immortality?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he gave it to him.
He did.
Yeah. So doesn't that raise huge questions?
Sure does.
Oh, I guess all this mystic stuff I've been following all these years has just been bullshit.
It's been total bullshit.
None of it's real.
You know, to be a history professor trying to get a job at the college he teaches, and they never give it to you, even though he's gone most of the school year. Like every year, like somewhere killing people, committing murder across the world.
It was a simpler time, you see.
I've been stuck at tenure.
And that is why if they bring back Short Round and make him the main character, his gimmick should be he gives artifacts back to the people that museums have been stealing them from for years.
That's what I've heard people say, and that'd be an amazing way to go with that.
Just inverse the shit out of it.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. Just watching him, like, you can make all the sequels. He just steals different exhibits from the British National Museum and sends them back to our home country. You could fill up a whole 10 movies with that.
You could, and it's like, why are you doing this? It's like, I'm just trying to buy a little bit of my family's soul back. And they're like, yeah, fair, legit.
Oh, man. So, any update on Kirk?
Unfortunately, no.
Hasn't.
Yeah,
No. Yeah, last we heard from him was like 10:38 or something. I saw on Twitter. He messaged.
Yeah, he said for us to basically go on without him, but I don't know if I want to do that because it's like
there's only 2 of us here now. I'm like,
yeah,
we're down to 50%.
Yeah, I built
I'm already injured from a snake bite.
Yeah, I built the game for 3 people.
Yeah, we're just
I was about to say you have to manipulate this thing already to go from 4 to 3.
Yeah,
going from 4 to 2.
Again, if I just want to like literally cut my whole thing, let's give him at least, it's 48 minutes 20 now. Let's give him at least to an hour and see if he can come back. And if not, we'll just have to reschedule for another day. Unfortunately, this
next episode is just gonna be me and Joel.
Yeah. now this is all gold material, so like half of this is staying in. Don't worry.
I was about to say, like, this is the Patreon video.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just gonna be
this is all
an
the
hour
Patreon
of me
video.
showing out Medicaid information.
Yeah.
Like 4.
I'm not gonna lie. I was worried about doing this because I was about to pass the fuck out earlier today. So this is almost a blessing in disguise. Because earlier you guys wanted something good for the patrons. Here's something good. This morning at 4 a.m., my dog wanted me to take her for a walk. So I went out for a walk. I was taking her down this street. And then from above me, I hear this clink, clink, clink. And I went, what the hell is that? Why'd that come from above me? And I look up, and on the ledge of the 2nd floor of this building I'm at, there's a guy wearing just sweatpants and a hoodie pressed against the wall of the 2nd floor of this building, just like scooting his way across the ledge. And I see him for a second, and he sees me. And I was like, okay. And then I just kept walking.
And your eyes meet, and time stops.
Oh, it was only a second, but it felt like it lasted like way longer because I was like, oh, fuck. I should have seen this.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, but...
Only in New York, baby!
Yeah, really.
Greatest city in the world!
I'm skulking here!
My dog normally wants to, like, has an amazing internal clock and always wants to go out at 7 in the morning, but every single time that she has ever wanted to go out before 7, something has happened. Like, once she wanted me to take her out at 6, and we were just turning around the corner, just walking around, and then I just hear bam, 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 bam from down the street, and a car goes speeding past. And I went, that was probably, like, their engine backfiring, like their muffler backfiring or something, several times in a row. And then literally within, like, 10 seconds, like, I just saw police chasing after her, and I was like, well, that was not the muffler. Yeah. My dog is like the anti-Scooby-Doo. She doesn't solve crime. She just finds them
when they happen. Oh, I love that. I told you guys the story when I was there for New York Comic-Con, and all the TV channels were just playing Law & Order reruns. And I love Law & Order, but boy, does it take on a different feeling when I'm there in the city. Where it's like, oh, I think that street they found the corpse is right over there. Oh, how about that?
Yeah, when you can actually see that, like, go, oh, it's that thing. Like, apparently... There's a show on CBS. I've never watched it, but it stars Luke Cage called Evil.
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently they filmed that in my neighborhood because every like couple weeks there's like flyers up saying we're filming Evil on this block today. I was like, okay. I don't know if I want to tune in and see. Huh?
Isn't that a crime drama or something like that? Like
it's a crime drama it's a crime drama where like it might be the devil from I've only seen the commercials, but that's like,
and I'm going solely on that.
That would be great if that's their tagline. It might be the devil.
Tune in. You don't know.
Lucifer's popular.
It's like this week on Evil.
I'd watch Luke Cage fight the devil.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'd watch him fight Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get it one day.
Maybe.
I have not watched a lot of the Marvel stuff recently. I still have not seen Eternals.
It's fine.
I did see Spider-Man. Was there something in between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange that I'm missing?
I feel like there was because I'm missing one. Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one was before Eternals. That was Black Widow. I haven't seen Black Widow. I've been going on and off. Like, I missed Black Widow, saw Shang-Chi, missed Eternals, saw Spider-Man. Now I've missed Doctor Strange. So I guess I have to watch whatever the hell is next.
No, or you could just watch Doctor Strange because it's Sam Raimi goodness.
It's really quite.
Transitions are worth it alone.
I'm waiting for that one to come to Disney Plus. I'm not going to fucking theaters anymore because no one gives a shit about covering their faces or anything.
I can't blame
fuck you guys.
It's fair.
It says evil is X-Files, but God. So it's Millennium.
Okay.
Because Millennium was X-Files, but God.
X-Files, but God is an amazing pitch.
You would think that, but they only gave Millennium one season. And not even a proper finale. I think they just made it, like they made an X-Files episode, the Millennium finale.
Wow.
And then they put Lone Gunman out.
Oh yeah, that's right, they did. Man, what a weird history those shows have had.
That was another show that just had that just left off on a cliffhanger because they were so sure they were getting another season and then they did not. Next is Thor 4. I'll go for Thor 4. Yeah. I'll see buff Natalie Portman.
Yeah, looking good.
Oh, hell yeah. Thor 4 is going to be good.
That's my very specific thing, so sure.
Taika Waititi, man, can do no wrongs. Been killing it on the shows, been killing it on the producing side, on the movie side.
God, what the fuck was that pirate show that they
Our
just
Flags
did?
Mean Death.
Means Death. That is so much better than I thought it was going to be. That is great.
I would be surprised if I watched something from him at this point and it was bad, because Jojo Rabbit's good. What we do in the shadows is great. Like
Jojo Rabbit was great. Yeah.
Reservation Dogs. He only produces that, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, you can tell his DNA's in it.
Yes, he does. Yes, again, he cares very much about native groups all over the world, and he's like, hey, I've told a lot about my own culture. Here's money and clout. Go make your story. Go make your quirky, offbeat comedy that goes to dark places.
There is a big push for native, a focus on native people recently in media, and I'm glad, because for the longest time that's been the biggest misgroup out there.
Tell me about
because
it.
There's that. Shudder has their own show, which I can't remember what that one's called. Skinwalker, I think it's called.
Oh yeah. They had Blood Quantum too from Jeff Barnaby that was really good.
Yeah, and now Disney's even going for it, and they're making the fucking Predator prequel.
Yes.
Is all focused on Native Americans, and they're going to even go back and film the whole thing again, from what I understand. So that's all in native language. It's holy fuck.
And Echo too.
That's money.
I've been wanting them to do a Predator in the past for so long, because I've been a big fan of the books for so long, and they'll always have a short aside of this happening during the Civil War, and a
good premise
coming to Earth, or they would always come in moments of big chaos or whatever. Yeah. That's why I hated the fact that they cut down Predator 2 so much, because that was supposed to be a big story surrounding Arnold Schwarzenegger's brother.
Yeah, oh yes.
Yes, that was originally going to be the premise of that one, yeah. I was just watching something about this.
Oh yeah, no, the story is great. He has to go to Colombia, and then they're in LA, and they're taking out the cops one by one, and the cops start figuring out how to fight them. One of my favorite Predator stories for sure. But anytime they put him back in the past, where they feel more comfortable taking off all those technological weapons. They might use the cloak, but it's a lot more primal. I love that, because I always feel like the predators that come to Earth are the dumb predators.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. The worst predators.
The trophy hunting jackasses, on the Predator homeworld, they've got bank tellers and grocery store clerks.
Right, because if you look at it from their perspective,
people have always asked about, and I don't know if I actually want an answer to it, because I feel like if I got an answer, it would ruin the mystique.
Probably.
But people have always wondered, okay, how the fuck are these just crazed, ravenous hunters building high-tech spaceships that can travel light years?
They kill and acquire. They kill species and acquire.
I guess that makes sense.
That's kind of always been my theory on, is that it's the Saiyans. How in Dragon Ball, when you finally got the origin of the Saiyans, it was well, there were two races here. The big, stupid ape warrior race, and then also the intelligent people. And the ape warrior race killed the intelligent people and took all their tech.
You dumb brainy smarties.
I'm okay with that explanation.
Yeah, and we only ever see hunters, so they have to have a whole society full of people
to deal with that.
Cleon has scientists, and poets, and musicians and shit. So from what I've read, they have a hunting based culture, but overall, they have different things that they do.
You'd think so, but
from their perspective, Predator the movie is a comedy, It's a guy who's really fucked up a hunting trip. He's like, he just gets rolled by this one dude,
by this Austrian guy. Now,
all this technology, and he hides himself with mud because you're an idiot.
Now, what happens when the predators ever go to war? Do they ever declare war as a species, as a planet? What's that like?
They do declare war, but they usually only declare war when there's encroachment in their territory.
Interesting.
Like, if you ever read, there's a really good 3-part book series called The Rage War. It's Aliens, Predator, and it's all about this group of humans that left on generation ships, found this alien technology, and they're able to actually control the xenomorphs.
Oh, shit.
And they start, like, encroaching on Yautja territory, which pushes the Yautja further into our sector of space. And so we get a lot of conflicts, and, like, so there's this big beef, and nobody knows who's behind it. So it's just kind of us and them going at it with, like, the xenomorphs thrown into the mix. And then you find out that it's all, like, these human beings that are coming back to claim, like, the Earth's soul sector or whatever.
Huh.
It's fucking really good.
There's a lot of interesting stuff in the books. And yes, Mazzy, I also played Predator Concrete Jungle for the PS2.
It's weird how many Predator games are out there that no one remembers. Because, like, people remember most of the Alien games.
Right.
But, like, there was a whole bunch of Predator games out there, but there was also a whole bunch of Predator versus Alien games, like, in themselves. Like, you'd expect them to get, like, one game where they cross over, but that's an entire franchise of just that.
Well, Aliens are easier to make a game about. It's swarms. You get a gun.
Way easier.
But with Aliens Isolation would be a good Predator game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like something in that.
Because I was just saying, like, in all the Predator games, you have to play as the Predator because, like, with the Aliens, there are multiple aliens you can take down. With the Predator, there's only one Predator you can take down. So either you make it something like Alien Isolation, or you make it like the asymmetrical Dead by Daylight multiplayer thing, which they tried to do, and I hear it wasn't that great.
In which every game will be soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, Evil Dead has got right now, and I'm shocked at how much lore they were able to fit into that, but...
They were making a Dragon Ball Dead by Daylight, too, where you're getting chased around by Cell and shit, and you gotta, like, find the parts of the
I don't know if they're still making that or not.
They were, and it blew my fucking mind.
They put out a fucking demo for it.
They did.
Like a closed beta, like, just for influencers and stuff. So they announced it, and apparently it was, like, close to ready to go, and now they haven't said anything. I'm like, was it poorly received? What the hell happened with that?
Huh.
But I mean, yeah, it was a brilliant idea because it was like, yeah, Cell comes down, and if you're playing Cell, you start off as the little insect version, but then you absorb people along the way, and as you absorb them, you get stronger, and all the other players are survivors, and they're trying to build the time machine, so you have to go and find the time machine pieces in order to, like, build it so that you can escape from Cell, or you can find the Dragon Balls, and if you get all 7 Dragon Balls together, then you can wish and save the day, but it's like, you're giving me multiple things that I can do on a map, which I love Dead by Daylight, but my problem with Dead by Daylight is it's the same thing on every single map.
Right.
I was like, how the fuck is Dragon Ball the one that's giving me variety in this thing?
It also looked like
Dragon Ball Kirby. That sounds dope.
It also looked like you could play some of the Schmuck characters, too, like you could be Yajirobe and Oolong, and I'm like, yes, because they'd be useless in a fight.
There's Oolong, there's Bulma, I don't know how many other ones, but there were also a bunch of original characters in there that they made up for that, but, like, and there was another thing where, like, if you, like, get certain items, you can temporarily transform into the big main heroes and go and fight Cell, but you couldn't beat them. You could only stall him while other people try to do the job. And it's like, this sounds freaking nuts.
It's actually a pretty good premise. Fun. I mean, if everything is going to be ripping off Dead by Daylight.
I was just glad that fucking Dragon Ball, for once, was like, let's try and do something original rather than making you play through the goddamn Saiyan saga again, and then the Frieza saga again, and then this. It's like, when Dragon Ball Kakarot got revealed, people were talking about how good it looked, and I was like, yeah, it looks good. I will never play that because I have lived through the Saiyan saga.
I played 5 minutes of it.
Goddamn time.
So the Cell game is a PvE?
Sure seems like it.
Yeah.
I'm down for
it's like
PvEs.
1 versus 8 or something.
Yeah, I'm down for any fucking PvE. Like, I love PvEs. Like, it's just way less anxiety-inducing.
Whenever I see those games, I'm always like, oh, those would be super great to play with friends. I don't really have any friends to play this with. Oh, well.
So that's why I play Destiny. Like, I tricked myself thinking one day friends are going to play this with.
Uh-huh.
2 years in, no dice.
That's what happened to me with Destiny 1. I got it, I played it with everyone, and then they all moved on and got like jobs and children and everything. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not going to play 2 then. I played a little of 2 on my own, and I'm like, oh, the gun feels good to shoot. I like this. This would probably be better with people. Well, that's never going to happen, and I ain't playing with strangers, so...
Yeah, I'm a lore whore. They can put whatever guns in there. They can give us wet noodles. I'm there for the story, man. There's just so much lore in that game, and every season it's just more of it, and I get high on it. I get high on something else, and then I get high on reading all that lore.
Well, now this needs to be a stretch goal for Capes and Crooks. You explain to me the Destiny lore, me who's only kind of paying attention.
There's a guy that's way better at it. His name is My Name is Bife on YouTube. 2-3 hour long explanations. Deborah Wilson was the primary antagonist.
No shit.
For the
really?
Expansion.
What?
Yes, she's the voice of Sabathun.
She's in all sorts of shit. She's
Deborah.
Waller.
Yeah, Deborah fucking Wilson. As
Love
soon
her.
as I heard her voice, I was like, oh my god, I know that voice.
She's Waller in that new Suicide Squad game. She was in that Jedi Fallen Order game. She's really found a great second career in video games late in life.
She's done an amazing job with that.
Her and Lance Reddick kill it every time.
No joke. I legitimately Deborah Wilson.
Which Lance Rick, I think, is in the new. I literally just started playing this game tonight, and I think he's in it. But the Quarry, the new thing from the Until Dawn guys.
Oh yeah.
I was looking at the credits popping up there. I think Lance Rick is in it.
I wouldn't be surprised. He has the voice of an angel, an angry angel.
Good for him.
He plays Destiny 2.
By the way, that Dragon Ball game is called Dragon Ball: The Breakers, and it has a Steam page that says 2022.
They still got time.
They still got time.
Only half the year.
So yeah.
Evo was fun. Evo was fun.
Yeah, they made that game twice, didn't they?
Yes. They tried it.
Yeah, they really put in the work and it just couldn't make it. That's a shame because I know they actually went back and really overhauled it the way most games don't get overhauled.
Yeah, when I was playing it, the balancing issues with the monsters were insane, and then it just seemed harder and harder to get a group together, and then I just kind of lost interest.
Really, Zeke is telling us Deborah Wilson is actually a DLC voice in Monster Hunter Rise. That's amazing.
I'm sorry, fucking what?
Yeah, apparently you can be Deborah Wilson in Monster Hunter Rise.
Just because it's not even based on a character in the game, he says.
Yeah, just because you can just pick her voice. That's awesome.
That's so fucking weird that they would make DLC voices. So it's and I would understand if it. I would understand if it was Actually, no, I wouldn't understand. I was about to finish that sentence, and I was like, no, that's just such a weird. If the voice also came with a character pack, where it's okay, well, here's a brand new skin, and the skin comes with a voice on it or something. But it's if it's just the voice, because it's if you're playing the protagonist, granted, I haven't played Monster Hunter Rise, but I'm pretty sure in most of Monster Hunters, your character's voice is just
I guess they speak more in Rise.
Yeah, I've played the demo of Rise, but I haven't played it proper. It just seems like a lot, and I have no idea what's going on.
Monster Hunter is a lot. I played a lot of that new one when it came out.
It's weird. I love anything where you fight big monsters, and I cannot get into Monster Hunter. It's the weirdest thing. And for me, a big, massive Capcom nerd,
it's weird
that their biggest money-making franchise is one that I can't get into.
It's like learning another language.
I thought it was Monster Rancher when I downloaded it, not Monster Rancher.
Which they brought back Monster Rancher. It's just you can't do the cool CD thing anymore.
Yeah, now you have to download songs that are pre-approved off the internet, which is weird.
Defeats the purpose. Boo.
Idiotic.
Speaking of voices, I tried out that new Saints Row boss studio where you can make your guy before the new games come out, and they have more voices than they ever had before. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can't wait to make him Cockney. They have a British voice, but it's a woman's British voice now. They don't have Robin Atkin Downs anymore. And I'm like, oh, that's such a missed opportunity because I always made my Saints Row guy British.
It would be nice if they could record, a couple of key phrases and they can auto-generate your voice. Yeah, you know what I mean, for your character.
Oh, that'd be cool.
If they can recreate friggin' Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader's voice and everything, surely the technology exists.
Right, that has to.
I'm fine letting a computer own my voice, I guess, if it can come out of the game, man.
I'm not sure I own anything anyway in 2020.
Nah, we really don't.
Oh no, we're in this very horrifying It's not post-apocalyptic, but what's the term for it? Where it's just like
dystopian.
Corporations have just taken everything from us, and it's like
The
like, I'm watching The
dystopian.
Boys right now.
Same.
Yeah, dystopian. I'm watching The Boys this season, and it's weird how this is both the best season of The Boys and the worst. The worst part is this is the season that is most leaning into it being a Garth Ennis project.
Very much so.
Like, this is
season.
the first time I've watched this and went, oh yeah, this was made by Garth Ennis.
Death by dildos, the whole thing.
Yeah, the very opening where like it's just a giant CGI penis taking up the entire screen. Like, yeah, this was made by Garth Ennis.
I'm just happy we don't have as many racial caricatures.
Yeah, I know,
we do in the
right?
Garth Ennis book.
Tell me about it. The show. I mean, hey, A-Train is an actual character now.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
A-Train and Mother's Milk are real characters.
Over there at Amazon doing the giant shield meme where they're standing over there, and it's just nothing but like a bunch of racial arrows flying to their back, protecting the boys from it. But yes, that's why it's kind of the worst season right now, is because it feels the most like the Garth Ennis stuff. But it's also kind of the best because I'm like, this is doing the best job out of anything right now of just capturing that feeling of, oh fuck, there's no winning.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't. Like, everything is just owned by everyone, and every single thing that I thought was going to be good is now just fucked over by everything else. It's all just...
Even the people you thought were on your side actually weren't this whole time. They were bought and sold years ago.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't started checking out this season, but there's, like, that moment where Huey's on the phone with Butcher.
Yep.
And, like, I won't say what he says, but he just says this line that just makes me go, like, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like, just to be like, you know, millennial, Gen Z, like anybody, like even like the Gen Xers in there probably feel it too, but just that feeling of like, well, I thought if I did this the right way, then everything would be fine. But no, even the right way is owned by the fucking bad people.
Is rigged the whole time.
Fuck. But to be fair, it's kind of Huey's fault for being that dumb. You live in this world.
It's like... It is funny because the Boys show treats Huey so much more as the main character who, like, actually is smart and can do stuff, where in the books, he's kind of Forrest Gump. He just falls ass backwards into
he's
shit.
Carl Pickleton or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yes. He's Carl the whole time.
Oh, hey.
Just real dumb. How are they going to do Hero-gasm?
Yes, I wonder. Actually, I think that's the title of one of the episodes this season.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
Of course, then again, they might just be using the names and nothing else. But yeah, I want to say Hero-gasm is actually a title of an episode this season.
Oh, that's going to be gross.
Yeah, I bet it will
be. Looking forward to that.
He's going to be flying with his ass out.
Because, yeah, it's funny, too. They're explaining, like, Butcher being more of an asshole because he's experimenting with the drugs and everything. I'm like, oh, well, he's just become Comic Butcher now is what he's become.
Yeah, they were giving him way too much of a soft shell there. They were like, oh, we got to take this away, give him a drug problem.
If anything, it's kind of almost...
Yeah, that's the other thing that... That's the other thing that has me worried about where this season is going to go, is because I'm like, you've created such interesting characters on this show, and anytime that, like, it leans more to the Garth Ennis stuff, I'm just like, yeah, but Garth Ennis' whole appeal is that he's just, like, pure id and just the worst thing imaginable.
Right.
And I put appeal in giant quotation marks, but it's like, because that's not what I want, but I understand that's the thing people enjoy about him.
Also, The Boys, the comic, is like a totally different beast, because it's a farce, is what it is. Literally everything about it is a farce.
Nothing is meant to be, like, serious in that book. It's meant, like, there's no subtext in there about, like, that's in the Amazon show. In the Amazon show, it's like this whole, like, dissection of, like, what it means to, like, live in a society where everything is controlled by some big massive corporation.
Yeah, are there really heroes?
Big, like, who are the real heroes? And also, like, it's trying to make, like, commentary on, especially, like, Disney and stuff, which that's the weirdest thing to me, is that I want
an
to
Amazon show is making
like,
fun of Disney.
Yes, that's the thing that makes me feel like kind of cringy about that show. Is like, oh my god, you're doing an amazing job of talking about what it's like to have giant corporation just control every bit of our everything that we intake into us. Thank you, Amazon.
Yeah, how about
like,
that?
Oh, yeah, fuck, man.
A trade to Africa had me on the ground.
Oh, me
laughing.
too.
I almost threw up. I was laughing so hard. I was like, bro, this makes so much sense as a rebrand. Why did you think about it earlier, man? You should have been on this. As soon as you figured out you couldn't run as fast as you used to, you should have been going, I'm going with the urban market.
It also, did you notice the art also looked like Reginald Hudlin's Black Panther series from BET?
I kind of got that feeling, yes.
And I'm like, oh my god, they know their shit here. Oh my god. Oh, I think Kirk actually came back. How you doing, man? Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yeah, I am so sorry about that.
Not your fault. It happens.
It's fine. We've just been out here chopping it up.
They just
we totally had a rolling blackout, and then it's just like, okay, it's just gonna. I have to reset my router. It's gonna be fine, and then like next thing I know, I'm on customer support. They're like, yes, we know. Like, you don't have your precious internet. I'm like, I'm in the middle of something.
Because we have been going for an hour, do we want to actually like set up the mission, and then if we have to like stop at the halfway point, that's fine. If you guys need to like go to bed or shit, that's fine.
Yeah, because I'm kind of up against the wall now.
Okay, shit. Well, let me at least. Let me at least send you on the mission first, and then you know.
Cool.
And then if we want to stop after that,
sorry, guys.
that's okay.
Oh, you're all good, bro.
Oh, that's fine.
Because I got a whole lead into here. All right, so this is gonna be fun for me to edit later.